people of Abyei in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in Egypt, back home, especially back in our motherland, home of Abyei, and around the globe, I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May this birth of Christ bring so many blessings that we hope that will bless us throughout the 2022. As much as I'm wishing you a very happy new year, during this tough time, we are grieving in the state of Des Moines, Iowa. We have lost one of a kind, a young lady. Her name is Paula Chil. She is from the family of Chanatelich, a very respected family within our community. I would like to utilize this opportunity to extend my sincere and deepest gratitude to her family and to all that were touched by this tragic death. She left a big hole within our community, and we can only say that may Almighty God rest her soul in eternal peace. Of course, this Christmas, we are going to do it all. We are grieving. At the same time, we are celebrating the birth of Christ. And because of this special occasion, I would like to send this message to the people of Abyei back home and elsewhere. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We are hoping that the next Christmas you will celebrate knowing the final status of Abyei has been determined, and you will celebrate as a proud South Sudanese that is recognized according to the outcome of our 2013 referendum. I also would like to take this opportunity to wish all the people of South Sudan a very happy holiday, especially our close neighbor of Abyei Community. Abyei is part of Abyei, and Abyei is part of Abyei. I also would like to take the opportunity to wish a happy new year to one of a highly respected freedom fighter, General Qualdame, and all of his administration. We salute you, and we salute the men and women that are putting their life in harm's way to protect us each and every day. You have fought courageously during the struggle, and you will continue to lead your people through this tough time until final status of Abyei is determined. And knowing what kind of person you are, Lieutenant General Qualdame, we are sure that under your leadership, the final status of Abyei will be determined before your term is up. I also would like to take a few minutes to remind our people here in the United States that we are going to have an emergency meeting on this Christmas coming tomorrow to come and grieve with the family that have just lost their loved one. So you should have received the message, and we are looking forward. This should be an opportunity for you to pass your condolences to the family that have just lost their loved one. We are going to take a brief break, and then we will be right back. Happy holiday. Our technical team.
I once interviewed a farmer who won an award for the 5th year running because he produced the most beautiful corn cobs in the United States. I asked him, "What is your secret to producing such great quality corn cobs?" He said, "My secret is simple. It is because I share the best seeds with my neighbors." What do you mean? How do you have the courage to share the best seeds with your neighbors if they also take part in this competition? Then he said, "It's because the wind always spreads corn pollen, and the wind pollinates the fields to make the seeds grow. If my neighbors have low-quality corn, The wind will blow their pollen, and my corn will worsen. So, for my corn to be good, I have to take care that my neighbors also have good corn. This is wonderful. This is a secret for life. We will only be able to experience the best if the people around us also receive the best. Often people insist on seeing happiness in a selfish way. They want to be happy, but they don't care about the happiness of those around them. They don't even care about the well-being of their children, their wives, their friends. They look at their friends at work as competitors and try by all means to stand out from the rest, at any cost, even harming those around them. They don't realize when they do that, they will always reap less than they were supposed to. When the wind of life blows, it will always blow poorer in the lives of those who are selfish. We're living in a time when everyone is divided, thinking only about themselves. But I would like to extend a wish to you. May you share the best seeds with those around you, because the Word of God says, "How good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity." When we live in unity, everything becomes more pleasant. Everything becomes lighter. May you be able to share your best so that you may see everything in your life gaining a new level of quality, well-being, joy, and fullness because of this generosity. May you also share this with the people you love and whose lives you want to enrich when you choose to share the best that you have.
This is a very wonderful message that will bring me to respond to Engineer Commissioner Deng Tong, who have written a very problematic letter to the administration of Abyei. I couldn't agree more with the message of the having to take care of your neighbor corn. This letter, I'm sure, does not represent the voice of our brothers and sisters of Tuj Mayadit, whom I know better. This letter only represents the spirit of the selfishness, and I encourage all the sons and daughters of Tuj to condemn this provocative letter that literally leave no place for the people of Denkangong. And the commissioner was acting as if he was protecting the right of the North Sudan, especially on his first demand, of which he allegedly instructed the Abyei administration to immediately cease survey activities in Agog, Aned, Yualjuk, Mijangdeng, and all the other areas south of Kir, going on to claim that it is according to the boundary between the Sudan, South Sudan, and Sudan, and that is the boundary of 1956. Now, this commissioner may have not been aware the January 1st, 1956 that is referred to does not say anything about the boundary between Twitch and Abyei. In fact, when he hear about the transfer of Ngok tribe 1905, they were all transferred, including Twitch and Rurueng. We were part of Barghazal al-Kubra. You cannot isolate the Denka Ngok from the Barghazal if you know your history. His third point talks about asking the administration to recommit and recognize the original boundary between the province, namely Barghazal and Kordofan. If one may ask only, what does Mr. Commissioner think is the people of Abyei are from? The dispute that is taking place, it has never been a dispute of the Denkangok presence. In fact, it is a dispute of the area of Denkangok, which is by virtue their area of Tuj and their area of all South Sudan that we are trying to claim. So Mr. Tong should be uh, dressed in uniform and go along the border with us where the real border do exist, so that we could finally proclaim the entire territory of South Sudan, of which Mr. Tong, the commissioner of Tweed Mayadit, will be the first beneficiary. In the absence of the Abyei coming back to South, Mr. Commissioner will be the first victim. So for that, the commercial message said it clearly. You need to wish a good corn for your neighbor so that when the wind blows, that you don't end up with the bad corn in your backyard. The fight that Abyei is fighting is the fight of Tuj Mayadit. It is a fight for South Sudan. It is a fight for the same principle of which SPLM, SPLA fought for many years. Therefore, I want again ask all the Tuj Mayardit civil society and intellectuals to condemn the commissioner and tell him that we are not interested between the border within South Sudan. The reference that he made to the Abyei box, this boundary that it was demarcated by the ABC Abyei Boundary Commission, and it was readjusted by the Court of Arbitration, is a boundary of South Sudan. Has nothing to do with the boundary of Denka Ngok. Denka Ngok are part of South Sudan, and if there is any dispute on the region, Mr. Commissioner should know his change of command, and that is should have direct his complaint to the governor of Warab State, and it will be up to the governor to contact their neighboring states, or in this case, a special administrative area of Abyei, which is equivalent to the state. So without further ado, I condemn the letter at the strongest term. This letter is designed to only satisfy the need of the enemy of South Sudan, and is only designed to create a division within the brothers that never had any issue among themselves. With that being said, I am also going to talk a little bit about our responsibility of people of Dinka. Though the issue of final status of Abyei and the entire future of Abyei was fought for, negotiated by, and signed by the leadership of the SPLM, which is the Sudanese People Liberation Movement. It will remain to be their responsibility. However, we as the citizen of Abyei have the obligation, because the government is as good when their citizens are behind it. Recently, we, the Abyei community in the United States, have decided to take it upon ourselves to advocate on behalf of the cause of Abyei as well as the cause of South Sudan, because I do see them intertwined. These interests are not apart. The interest of Abyei is the interest of South, and the interest of South is the interest of Abyei. For that, we are intensifying our effort to pressure the United States so that through US we can pressure the international community to support the government of South Sudan, to be able to put the maximum pressure on the North Sudan to let go the resource of South Sudan. The oil of South Sudan, which is located in the region of Abyei, continue to be looted by the North Sudan, and the areas of Deng Ngok, which are part of South Sudan, continue to be occupied by the North Sudan. There are no reason, there is no acceptable logic that it takes 16 years before resolving the final status of Abyei. There is no logic reasons that will let the North Sudan continue to take the oil of Diffra, which is clearly a resource, national resource of South Sudan. We are encouraging the government of South Sudan to finally prioritize on the issue of final status of Abyei, and it is a matter that is threatening to the national security of South Sudan. General Mr. President Salva Kiir Mayardit have fought all of his life and was blessed to be one of a few founding member of the SPLM to liberate or at least to see the birth of a nation he so diligently fought for. We see no reason that your history should go partial. We encourage Mr. President to complete his legacy by securing the final status of Abyei so that his final duty would finally conclude that the Sudanese People Liberation Movement / SPLA have accomplished the mission, and that is a total freedom to the people of South Sudan. Any freedom that is missing people of Abyei is a half. Any fight that is missing Abyei is partial. So we are encouraging Mr. President to do this as a gift for the people of Abyei for the 2022, that he is going to prioritize the process of resolving the final status of Abyei. We will take a brief break and we will be right back. Technical team, you can take it. Coming back, year of 2021 has not been an easy one. The world was struck by invisible disease called coronavirus. And we have suffered financially as a result, and we have lost some lives as well. But thanks God that through his blessing, people back home and those of us here in the U.S. Continue to struggle just like the rest of the world. But the Abyei community have always kept their eyes on the prize. We are a voice of those who are voiceless, those who are left at home. So because of that, we intensify our effort in reaching both local government, state, to the national. And recently, on October, we had the opportunity to meet with Dr. Francis Mading, where we discussed the proposed framework for Abyei. After a very careful examination of the proposal, we decided to endorse the proposal for three basic reasons. One, this is public effort. We are not the government. We are not taking any role of the official government of South Sudan. What we are doing as the public, we are strengthening the position of the government of South Sudan so that when they go to the negotiating table, they can carry along with them the voice of the people of Abyei. And through the voice of the people of Abyei comes the voice of the people of South Sudan. So this was an opportunity for us as public to do our part in support of what the government is doing for the best interest of the final status of Abyei. Through our contact, we were able to get the opportunity to be invited to the United States Senate, where we delivered the petition of the voice of the Abyei people petition, along with the proposal. As far as we are aware, Mr. President of South Sudan was briefed on this particular proposal by Dr. Francis. So he's aware. We have met with the South Sudan ambassador to the U.S. And I might take this a few minutes to once more give them the appreciation for the warm welcome that they lended to us, and they made us feel at home at the South Sudan embassy. We have shared with them what we have shared with the U.S. government. And I am here to ask all the South Sudanese and the civil society organization and all the intellectuals of Abyei and South Sudan to support the Abyei community effort in promoting this proposal. This proposal, it has so many beneficial, of which I said one part of it. The second part of it, it strengthened our presence in our area, and it continue to keep the international community engaged. This is also in an effort to avoid any clash between the North and South Sudan. As Mr. President once said, Salva Kiir Mayardit said that he understands the seriousness of war, and that he don't take any decision that will cause war likely. For these reasons, we continue to pressure the international community while they are already in Abyei, so that they can continue to be engaged. The third, it is also putting a time limit for us to when the North Sudan can no longer continue to drag their feet uh, by refusing unjustifiably to implement the Abyei Protocol. So my message to the people of Abyei, and especially those who engage in negotiation, we know the Abyei Protocol have defined the definition of Abyei. Abyei is defined as the area of 9 Ngok chiefdom, which were transferred from Barghazal 1905 to province of Kordofan. Moreover, the war was between the North and South, of which many sons and daughters of Abyei were part of it. Masiri never been a part of the SPLM, never been a part of the SPLA. For this reason, Masiri were not part of what SPLA negotiated. The SPLA was negotiating the right of the Denka Ngok, and only Denka Ngok are what define the Abyei. It is there in the Abyei Protocol. So therefore, I condemn any effort from the North Sudan by trying to generalize the term of Abyei as if it does include the Masiri. Abyei only reference to the area of Denkangok. And for these reasons, the ABC Abyei Boundary Commission was put in place to demarcate the area of Denkangok, not the area of Denkangok plus Masiria. It was the area of Denkangok, so that when the people of Denkangok vote whether to remain in Kordofan or return to their rightful place, Barghazal, then they know their boundaries. There is nothing confusing about that. You don't need the rocket science to figure out who has the right to vote. And therefore, the presence of the North Sudan army that is continued within the Abyei box as defined in the Code of Arbitration is a violation of the Abyei Protocol itself and the international laws, and is a violation of the International Code of Arbitration as well. And we are asking the government of South Sudan to point out these grave violations and hold the government of Sudan accountable for their continued violation since the 2005, which is 16 years. I am speaking to you today. It has been 8 years since the people of Abyei voted overwhelmingly to return to their rightful place, which is Barghazal. I am here to ask the government of South Sudan, through the President, Your Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, and the Parliament, to immediately acknowledge the voice of the people of Abyei that have clearly spoken and chosen to return back to North Sudan. To return back to South Sudan. Any continue insistence from the North, otherwise is a violation of the Abyei Protocol that gave the people of Abyei the right to self-determination. We are heading into 2022, and I am inviting all the South Sudanese intellectuals and the people of Abyei to endorse the proposed framework for Abyei, which is supported by the voice of the Abyei people petition. And let us make this our priority in the 2022, so that when we enter the end of 2022, we can no longer talk about the unresolved issues of Abyei. These issues is a threat to the very existence of the Republic of South Sudan, and I am appealing to the people of South Sudan to understand the seriousness of these issues, because even when of the people of Denkangok were to give up, the border between North Sudan will only, God know where will it stop. And we don't want it to reach that area. We need to do all that we can to make sure the territorial integrity of South Sudan is preserved and cover all the weaknesses that are used by our northern Sudan. As we all know, many South Sudanese has returned to North, obtaining the so-called social security or Raqam al-Watani, using the basis of them being from Abyei. This hole must be plugged for the best interest of the people of South Sudan. I am going to end my message to our people of Abyei. We need unity. A house that is divided cannot stand. Our challenges are enormous. No one person can do it alone. We all need each other. Let us unite around common purpose. We all need Abyei to be part of South Sudan. We all need Abyei to return to South Sudan today rather than tomorrow. We all need the good livelihood and prosperity for the people of Abyei. For this reason, we cannot afford to continue work in isolation. We must unite our effort so that we could put a meaningful pressure to both the government of Sudan, the international community, as well as our own government. I will not shy away of putting a pressure on the government of South Sudan, because that the government that I believe responsible of protecting me. And if I'm feeling not protected, then I have nowhere to go, but rather to continue insist to be protected by the government that I believe I'm a part of. For these messages, I will end my message by wishing you once more a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We got check a goga lady to pay, quite a buy, we got cheer and come up. Kunyali Jabis and a Jidit to be by the Monsieur. Abu Ben Keg the Roh Jidit, Roh Bog Madi, Roh Bio Gadia Dana Abyei, Biogan by Bidaya Alfain, with Neno Shrin, Bi Alfain, Utalata Shrin, Bichabe Chop. Lona Chelona Kaja Bieka, Pike, Lono Quadrani, Arjunub Sudanaban, Naira near Junub, Labuda Kuba, Baniar, Gunaira and the Arabia, Balabuda Kuba, Junub Baniar, and about Hazard Inu Jalabia, Junub, Riog, Behatizati, Lano Chukubung, Bijur Bena Makoitin, is a chicken named the Denka Dandang to Roy claim a Randin. A Chiwik Kubu, the Junub winter. Bit of شمال الليزر عن كيلو يختاروا كي ينتقد شخصي لكن أراضي وأنا كي 2.5 أو 2 مليون عن كنتا وكنا أو يكو بيجر الدو فإذا قلتوا كتربين وبين كنا كيلو بوغلوب هل رانا كل ينكي ريام دين ذات ولا بيوتي نيالج بتكويك وغابرام يوم سبت ريال. شكرا. I once again give appreciation to the Abyei social media, especially the director and the founder of Abyei social media, Mr. Mugen, for making this platform available for me to pass the message. This was the only feasible way that I can reach many of you. And I appreciate all the administration of the Abyei social media and all the viewers. May God bless you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I once interviewed a farmer who won an award for the 5th year running because he produced the most beautiful corn cobs in the United States. I asked him, "What is your secret to producing such great quality corn cobs?" He said, "My secret is simple. It is because I share the best seeds with my neighbors. What do you mean? How do you have the courage to share the best seeds with your neighbors if they also take part in this competition? Then he said, it's because the wind always spreads corn pollen, and the wind pollinates the fields to make the seeds grow. If my neighbors have low-quality corn, the wind will blow their pollen, and my corn will worsen. So, for my corn to be good, I have to take care that my neighbors also have good corn. This is wonderful. This is a secret for life. We will only be able to experience the best if the people around us also receive the best. Often people insist on seeing happiness in a selfish way. They want to be happy, but they don't care about the happiness of those around them. They don't even care about the well-being of their children, their wives, their friends. They look at their friends at work as competitors and try by all means to stand out from the rest, at any cost, even harming those around them. They don't realize when they do that, they will always reap less than they were supposed to. When the wind of life blows, it will always blow poorer in the lives of those who are selfish. We're living in a time when everyone is divided, thinking only about themselves. But I would like to extend a wish to you. May you share the best seeds with those around you, because the Word of God says, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. When we live in unity, everything becomes more pleasant. Everything becomes lighter. May you be able to share your best so that you may see everything in your life gaining a new level of quality, well-being, joy, and fullness because of this